It's dropping below freezing tonight and my dog and I are ready to camp for the night, build a bushcraft shelter. We're gonna learn lots, we're gonna eat good food, and it's gonna be a good time. They're getting closer. We have to hike up out of this burnt forest. The first challenge is going to be getting up this hill into the part of the forest that has more trees that we can use to build our shelter. I had to stop myself and take off a layer because I know I'm going to sweat on this uphill and I want to avoid getting wet because as soon as I stop moving, I will get cold. I've got a ginormous backpack on today. Everything I need to survive a night is in this backpack. No tent today. I am going to utilize a tarp though. A fire ripped through this forest a few years ago, but I do know for a fact there is moose in here because I've seen them. And there's also coyotes. So those are the two things I have to watch out for Kiro. Oh, I forgot about the one time I saw, skip the next 10 seconds if you don't want to see this. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen, but I saw a mountain lion of some sort. I think it was a bobcat. And unfortunately he didn't make it through the winter and his little ears were just sticking out of the snow. So there are wild cats out here. Want some bones? Kiro has no interest in them. Anyone know what type of animal this bone might be from? You guys see two ears looking back at you? There he is. The next obstacle is finding where to camp. I want to be close to dead trees so I can cut them down, but you don't want to camp underneath them because that's what you call a widowmaker if a tree falls on you, especially in the night or if the wind picks up. Now the fun begins. We get to pick where we're sleeping. I like the look of these two trees together. I could use them as posts. This tree is alive and well, but this one is dead. So I'm just gonna shake it a couple times to see if it has any chance of falling. Oh yeah, I don't like the way that sounds. It is kind of alive. It has a little bit of pines at the top that would provide nice shelter. And I like the thought of laying on this grassy bed. But listen to this. It's got a bit too much creek. I'm gonna go a little bit farther from the path so that we're camouflage. I think these two are decent. This is an example of a tree that completely toppled over. So you do not want to be anywhere around when that falls over. I'm not sure exactly if it happened this time, but when the fire hits, the roots actually burn through, and that's how a lot of trees fall over. A lot of the time you can see holes, and those are very dangerous, especially if it's an active fire, because you can fall right through the ground and your foot is instantly going to get burnt. I saw Kiro rolling in something over here, came to inspect. Oh my gosh, that is, oh, that's a fresh bone. There is blood on that. Oh my god, that's fresh blood. That looks like a deer hip. I don't think Kiro made all that rolling. I think other animals were rolling around or scratching, digging. I guess dragging the animal that would have been here, which is wild to think about. I'm gonna go a little bit farther away from it. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I think we found our camp. The layers are going to be very important. We've got a synthetic base layer to sweat the wick away and keep you dry. We've got a microgrid fleece, and then I'm adding another layer of insulation, a down jacket, and the tried and true shell rain and wind jacket. For warmth tonight, I brought a wool blanket. This is heavy. It weighs a couple pounds, but I think it's going to be worth it, especially for Kiro. Wool is one of those materials that keeps you warm even if it gets wet, so this is really important. Oh, these roots are gonna come right out. Oh, that is dangerous to camp near, but I wonder if we can use it as our base. Yeah, we should cut this one down. It's a little too close to my camp. Traded in my small silky saw for one of these guys. I think it's gonna make the job a lot easier. Halfway there. Halfway there, we probably need about 15. Woo! What the heck? Don't give away our position. Who needs a shelter? It's a beautiful day. Hi. Our shelter's on a little bit of a slant, so I cut the thicker trunk for this side and I just collected a smaller branch for that side. This one's great. The bark's already coming off. Perfect. Pretty dry on the inside, so I think I can use the other part for a fire. People are scared of other people and animals when they come out here, but it's really, you have to worry about falling, tripping, cutting yourself on your saw or your axe. Hi, can you tell this is our bed? Can you tell that I'm making for us? Brought him some kibble and I'm gonna top it with some freeze-dried chicken so that he's more enticed to eat it. Plus he worked hard to get up here, so he needs the extra calories. We're cooking some steak for dinner, one for me, one for Kiro. So I wanna get this shelter built so I can start a fire. Hey, Kiro. These trees are just toppling over. For every hard tree, I want to find 2 easy ones that are just on the ground, but these are all pretty big. Someone's coming through on a quad, so I had to run over to Kiro because he'll chase after the machine. And I dropped my saw on the way, so I wasn't running with the saw. I don't know where I put it. I think they saw me, but I don't want them to hear me and get a good look at me because I am sleeping here. And I'm sure they're really nice people just out for a fun day. Still, I'm trying to lay low and be stealthy. I don't really want anyone to know that I'm out here. It's not a trafficked area. Those will probably be the only people that come through today. Gosh, it's a bed. Okay, now we've got to clean up the bark and the twigs so that they don't stab my mattress. The sun's going down. Oh yeah. A little cold? Are you a little cold? Alright, I gotta get a fire going. I'm gonna get my sleeping blanket out now so it has time to puff up and the down can keep us more warm. Just shake it out. This entire time, my shelter has been right beside a giant pile of poop, and I think that's bear scat. How did I not see that? Why does it have snow on it? I guess it's not hot still. Can you tell this is my hammock canopy? We're working smarter, not harder. I could make a tripod with 3 sticks, but there's not a lot of non-rotten wood around here. I'd have to cut down a dead tree, and I want to reserve my energy for cutting wood for the fire. So I'm gonna use this fallen log and tie it to one of these branches if I can. Okay, I've got a nice and taut line going to a tree way over there. And the nice thing about this tarp is it's meant for a hammock, so I can use a stick here as a peg. Oh yeah. This is very solid and there's a lot of space for Kiro and I. It's getting cold though, so it's time to start a fire. I can't believe how comfortable this is. Kiro, you want to come try it? This spot's yours. We're taking a quick break. I've been thinking about my Everest Base Camp trip that I did last year, and I've been wanting to do another international trip. I'm thinking either a hiking, fishing, or maybe even a biking trip. If you have any ideas, let me know, but I do know that when that comes, I found the perfect eSIM solution that lets me stay connected and use my phone and use data. That's why I'm excited to share Saily eSIM is the sponsor of today's video. They're actually owned by NordVPN, which is another reliable company. An eSIM is essentially a digital version of a physical SIM card, so you don't have to get a new one every country you go to use your data. You download the Saily app to your phone and you can set it up in minutes. You don't have to wait in line, you don't have to see any sketchy vendors once you get to the country. You just select the country you want the data in, select the plan that you want and the duration, and you can enter code Madison at checkout for 15% off. Just activate your plan before landing, or if you have Wi-Fi, you can do it through that too. It's as simple as that, and they're available in over 160 countries. If you're traveling to several different countries, they offer regional plans, and that way you don't have to purchase one for every single new country. It's compatible on iOS, so iPhone and Androids, and if you have a phone and it's not compatible, they'll give you a refund. If you're traveling internationally, download the Saily app to your phone, or you can scan this barcode and use Madison at checkout for 15% off. Okay, let's get back to the video. This is gonna be our fire cutting station. I'm gonna take the saw and keep cutting these pieces up so that I can hatchet them and open them so that we can get inside to the dry wood, because this bark is very wet and it's not going to stay on fire. But the sun is about to set in probably about 1 hour, so I need to have all of this wood close to camp, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to see anything. One more, and then we'll cook dinner, and then we'll get the fire started. Okay, I need to get an axe. I don't care how heavy it is. I need more weight. The handle's plastic. I want a wood one with a good steel blade. Ugh. I find this method way easier than feather sticks, and you can use a piece of wood or your hatchet as a hammer. And this will make kindling. This is from the inside of the wood, so it's dry. In my little fire kit, I have cotton balls. I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna put one in the bottom of I made a log cabin style fire. I do have some packing paper. I'll try with the ferro rod. And then we've got some wood shavings on top of the cotton balls. There we go. Okay, there was no wind. I should have made the fire on the other side of the tent if I knew there was wind. Here we go. There we go. Came off nice and easy. If I didn't have the tarp and I just did a regular lean-to, I would have used pieces of bark to fill in the gaps because I don't want to pull off a bunch of fresh pine needles that are still alive. So bark and grass is what I would have went with, but oh, that is warm. Wow. For dinner, we're having steak, and I could just poke a stick through it and do it over the fire, but I think I'm going to wrap it in tin foil. Made the mistake of not looking at a weather app with what direction the wind would be blowing tonight. And if I had known, I would have made the fire on the other side, switched the direction of the shelter so that the smoke isn't blowing. It's kind of blowing that way, so I'm not sure why he's sitting over there. Okay, come on. Okay, looks cooked. Honestly, should have brought some more seasoning, but for Kiro, he gets plain stuff. Okay, it's well done. I think Kiro should get the first bite. Found a rock. There you go, it's a fire pit now. Some brie cheese. And we've got some salami. We gotta get rid of all this meat before the night falls. Here I am thinking, okay, there's no rocks. How am I gonna make a fire pit? Fire, shelter, rocks. The temperature's dropping. It was about 1-2 degrees Celsius all day, and it's gonna drop below freezing, so I'm just getting this giant log ready. And if it gets too cold throughout the night, I can feed the log into the fire all night. What are you doing, Kiro? What are you doing? Kiro hears those coyotes. They're over on the hill over there. That the fire scares away the animals and keeps them away from your campsite, so I definitely am going to keep it going for as long as possible. It's a thing here in BC where people put coyote jackets on their small dogs, so it has these big spikes along the back of the spine and a couple. Please tell me you can hear that. That makes me scared, but it's okay. Okay, this is what I'm gonna look like from the outside. I've got the stick peg going on over here. Oh, let's throw this in the fire. Woohoo! I heard something. Anyways, okay, and then on this side, I don't need a peg. I've got little baby Kiro sleeping inside, and he's away from the smoke, and it just latches on like that. And then if any wind does get in here, I'm just gonna have my bag here blocking it. And it's also up off the ground, and I put my food bag over on a tree over there. I will not be sleeping with that tonight. They're getting closer, and it's getting dark. Look how dark it is. They're like playing and yapping. Kiro is staring at something very intensely. Alright, it's time to go to bed. Kiro, come. Come here. Oh, okay, that works. That works. Lay down. Under the blinkies. It's fully under my negative 18 Celsius bed. Well, there's a lot of noise going on in this forest. I was gonna put on my earbuds, but I'm not gonna do that because I want to be able to hear if something's approaching. I am going to listen to an audiobook. We will see you in the morning. It's like 1:30 and I hear lots of noises. I don't see anything though. Good morning. Kiro, stay here. Oh, it was a long night. It was cold. My fire went out pretty much immediately. Okay, I need to get out of here. I'm gonna disassemble this shelter so that I leave no trace, and I'm not even gonna make coffee or anything. It's not even wet, it stayed dry as a bone. Didn't even need this tarp. Actually, it helped with wind protection. Oh my gosh, I need coffee. This bed did a nice job of elevating me from the ground, and it kept us off the cold ground. The ground is where half the amount of cold comes from when you're sleeping outside. Well, that was a challenge. It was a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I learned a lot, and it definitely was a big physical challenge and mental to get through the night because I heard so many noises. But if you like this one, I do a lot of adventures, solo camping and hiking and fishing. Oh, moose poo. Moose poo is the really big round pellets. Deer is much smaller. Looks decently fresh. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.